Oh. Oh no. Caboose, they caught us. Caboose. Are you Caboose? Caboose the dog. What are you doing? Are you a good boy? Are you are you are you a sweet guy? Oh. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Oh. Oh. He's such a sweet guy. So I would like to respond to a question. Not it actually wasn't a question at all. Fuck, I fucked it up already. I would like to respond to a comment that I saw just now. By the way, if anybody's watching the YouTube stream, could you comment? I feel like I broke something. I saw a comment. It was about debate, bro. Captain Marvelous said, "Gamer Pat has fallen. Time for philosophy debate, Pat, to rise." And Uncle Kevin said, "I would stop watching Pat and Wooly if Pat became a politics debate, bro." So, it's been like the case forever that if I'm streaming like quite late at night, I'm smarter, or at least I chit chat more about like topics of note, and that's probably because I don't have the early afternoon energy of waha woohoo wacky fart noise. But I would like to take very specific about debate, bro stuff. Debate. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna debating. Debate is not a useful skill. Specifically, the phrasing of debate, as in the practice of rhetoric, as in like the Greek exercise of intellectual sophistry, aka jerking yourself off with your own words, is not actually useful to literally anyone. Structured debate. What if you're a lawyer? That's not debate. Lawyers don't debate shit. Lawyers argue about the nitty-gritty of like paperwork details. That's not debate. Debate is a social construct for language in the same way that martial arts competitions between chi masters are physical contests, in that they're more about masturbating for your own intellectual rigor than they are about actually convincing anyone of anything or proving anyone of anything. That I'm just saying that because your chi isn't as strong as yours. Dude, my chi is so strong, bro. It's so like when I was a kid, I was like, I can do a spirit bomb, and I bet you I could have if I tried harder. I bet you I could have. I bet yeah, let's touch tips and see whose chi is bigger. Yeah, it's mine because my balls is bigger. Yeah, no, debate is totally useless. All debate organization like that like and it's basically run by people who took like a first year philosophy class and learned what an ad hominem was. And went, oh, I'm gonna act like an intellectually dishonest piece of shit until my opponent has a completely justified emotional reaction to my nonsense, and then I'm gonna go, see, can't even keep it together. Why would you listen to this guy? Look how mad he's getting. When like the actual response to like a wide variety of ideas is actually to get fucking pissed off. Like the idea that arguing about something you actually care about is actually a bitch move is it has massive like, well, I won the debate because I depicted you as the soy Wojak energy. Anyway, yeah, no, I have no interest in debate ever, because debate is inherently intellectually dishonest. I got raided by Majin Obama last night? Oh man. What? That must have been like with like 10 seconds to go. God damn it. Thanks, Majin Obama. Oh man. That's what oh man. Everyone thinks I'm super smart now. So like, oh, this is going to come off really awful. I am like a fairly intelligent man who did receive a higher education from a decent university. So like I know I'm on the right side of the bell curve. Right? I don't think where you actually happen to be on that bell curve is actually all that important, but I feel like I'm pretty happy about being on the correct side of the bell curve. Did I hear what Bricky accused Wooly of? No. No, I haven't. Liking Gundam Seed? Man, that's hilarious. That's such a sick burn coming from Warhammer lore man. Like there's levels to that. Like there's like a multiple steps to how dirty he done him with that. Alexander Holmes says debates that are in good faith are usually called conversations. Oh yeah, absolutely. I debate where to eat with my wife, or should we stay in, almost every single fucking day. And it's like, hey, do you want to just have ham sandwiches? And she's like, yeah. Debate over. No, yeah, no. The idea of like training an entire class of people to argue points they don't mean is a massive disservice to like genuine communal humanity. That's my opinion. I have personally encountered people that are like, debate me, bro. And I'm like, fuck you. Fuck your ass. How about that? How about you debate whether or not you should go fuck your own ass? I'll start. You should. And you should get out of my face before you do it. Checkmate, idiot. You know what? It's one of those things like when they do the debates for like Canadian politics, and they call it a debate to have like the Bloc Québécois and the Libs get up there and whatnot. It's like, it's not a debate. It's a sales pitch. But like, describing your fucking political party like you would like mustard at the store or Heinz ketchup isn't like palatable to a bunch of people who think they're better than you. So they, oh, it's a debate. It's the height of intellectual exercise between the political leaders of our country. It's a fucking pitch. What do you think taxes are good? And then like the libs go up and go, yeah, I guess. And then the bloc says, yeah, I guess. And then the Albertans go, nah, man. And then and someone from BC Elizabeth May is like, I think we should help the environment. And then you go, I don't know, I guess. Albertans go more pipelines though. Yeah, man. But dude, if they make pipelines out of Alberta, that's like a way for like rats to get in, you know? You got to be careful. You got to be careful about the rats. I'd be dude, if I lived in Alberta, the rats can't swim shit would be like a million times funnier. It'd be a million times fucking funnier. Oh man. Okay, so I don't really follow a lot of American politics, but I did see that the New York City mayoral debates had a crazy guy in them, and I kept seeing clips of that crazy guy, and he kept being like, I got shot in a taxi cab, like to every response, and I thought that was funny as fuck. That's the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. Because like that feels like the most New York guy that's ever existed. If I lived in New York and was shot in a taxi cab 5 times, I too would bring it up in every single conversation ever. Ever. You wouldn't be able to fucking stop me. What, are you gonna not? And everyone around you goes, yeah, you got shot. He's like, I did. It was real. Like 50 Cent, right? 50 Cent built an entire life out of being shot a bunch of times and not being a particularly good drug dealer. If he was a better drug dealer, he wouldn't have been shot as many times. Hey, man, what's up? Can I help you? Would you like some kisses? Oh, good. Yes. Oh, he's a good boy. Ooh. He's a good boy, but also ugly. Look at this. Ugh. Why does Alberta hate rats most in the world? I don't know why. I do know that they do, but I don't know why. This is funny. Yeah, I feel nothing looking at Kirby Air Riders. Like, when I play a racing game, I want to be in a car. Maybe that's basic as shit. Maybe that's like the most basic shit I've ever said about anything to do with video games. Like, I miss the old Need for Speed games and Burnout, man. Like, specifically Need for Speeds 3 and 4 and Burnout 3 and Paradise. Those are the 4 best racing games that have ever been made. I played Stellar Blade. I didn't beat it, Jotaro Johnstar. Sorry, man. Kai9 kicked in a sub. Thanks, Kai. I'm at page 10 of my Dragon Quest wrote the rules of video game storytelling that everyone's still using essay. Tim Rogers has poisoned my ability to avoid run-on sentences. I feel like you desperately tried to avoid a run-on sentence there. That period is vestigial. That's a vestigial period. How am I feeling today? I'm feeling fine. I'm still on most of the day baby duty, but little man is definitely over the hill. Like he has barely coughed with me today, and Paige slept in, but she got up, and I haven't seen her coughing either. She's just like run down, but she's on her way out also. So it looks like I just dodged that shit. fucking sick. This is like the first time I haven't gotten sick with the rest of the household ever. It's awesome. Sick as hell. Have the latest Need for Speed's been terrible? Yeah, probably. Boost, stop that. Stop chewing your blanket. Stop it. Tortuga Time kicked in a sub. Hey, Pat, I was hovering over the purchase button for Space Marine 2 when you made that skeet about it. Took it as a sign to buy it. Also, get Ace Attorney. Got Ace Attorney. So Ace Attorney's great. Space Marine 2 is excellent. It has some minor issues that I personally don't really care for in like the PvP multiplayer, but Space Marine 2 is 3 excellent 8 on 10 games that were released for the price of 1. Is how I feel about it. I think that game's pretty good. I think that game is pretty good. I also think the multiplayer is pretty good. I think the other multiplayer is pretty good. I think that is like a solid value buy. So our Space Marine 2. Would Pat ever advise to play Danganronpa? No. I think Danganronpa is fucking stupid and cringe. And you can't debate me on that. Yeah, yeah. Okay, here's my debate rules for Danganronpa. I'm going to say it's fucking stupid and cringe. And if you start any conversation with anything, yeah, I know, but anything but that, you lost. If you go, no, it's not, get out. Shut up. You need to meet me on my terms. Because anything else, I'm like, I don't believe you. Or your taste is so different from mine, I don't want to listen to you. Why is my phone light on? Ah! Oh, my phone light was on because I was watching Caboose poop. That's why. Yeah, you need the lights for that. So Marvel 877 makes a ... going, why would I need a flashlight to watch my dog poop? Because I picked the poop up in a poop bag and it's fucking dark outside. And I don't exactly feel super excited about fumbling around in like fucking Dark Knight lawn shit to find and miss some poops and find them later with my feet. Is that clear? What time's the sunset for you? Oh, that feels like 3 o'clock, dude. It feels like it. Sure, NBC says, ever see your dog drop a massive dump and go, holy shit, that was in you? Dude, that happens to me. I've taken a dump and been like, whoa. That's crazy. I can't believe it. Biggest Dickest the Fourth kicked in 500 bits. Thanks, man. Doing big dumps like 2 girls, 1 cup. Thank you. Thank you for that. Odds Logic sub. Thank you. Mighty Dodongo kicked in a sub. Says, debate these nuts, Lamau. Exactly. Like, debate me bro guys are literally the fight me bro guys at the bar. They're literally the exact same person. The only thing is that they're fucking small. They don't have any gains. So they're like, oh, use my fucking brain. Yeah, your brain is shit. Your brain is shit compared to my brain. Like, Zero Arteria kicked in a sub. Hi, Dr. Eggman. I mean, Pat, I hope you and the family are in excellent spirits. We East Coasters are in for a snowstorm. I'd like to thank you and all the subathon goals for entertainment. Before I set off playing more Digiman's song recommendation. Nikke's new OP has Victor Borba on the vocals. Banger as hell. Later, Gator. I might check that out then. Don't know why you didn't put the name of the song in it. But okay. I'll try. I'll take a look. Hey, Dakota McDurtle. Sub says, hope family's starting to feel better. They are. They are. But have you ever thought about this obscure factoid? Nah, man, I didn't practice this argument in the mirror at home, jerking off and hoping that I could fight somebody on the street. I'm like living my life and playing Nintendo. Yeah, this is a Wendy's, bro. Sorry, I don't have time to debate. I was making a child with my wife. Yeah, it's like just have hey, you know, shh. That being said, debate. I don't want to. I'm already. I got into a debate with someone yesterday morning. And it was a debate with my 2-year-old, and he was like, "I want another Odie Chomp, Dada," and I said, "No, you have had 2 Odie Chomps already," and he said, "It is not time to say no, Dada. It is not time to say no." Dude, and bro, like I couldn't keep it together. Like I burst out laughing. Um, and then I just picked him up and bit his stomach and went and he got distracted. And that's the secret. That's the secret right there. Fucks and Odie Chomp. Oh, it's like a bunch of dates and oats and like apple slices and stuff, like in put into like a granola bar form factor. It's like a little high in sugar, but as far as like giving him like a treat when he needs like a snack, it's like A plus. And by a little high in sugar, I mean like natural sugar, not added sugars. So like he's not asking for a fucking candy bar. He's asking for like a fruit granola bar. I'm like, oh, ooh, okay. Waffle Mao kicked in 500 bits. Pat, have you heard of Threads of Time? No, I've not. Putting it on the. Let me look at this. That looks great. That looks super good. I'm going to add this to the wish list. I did it. Have I heard of Pornhub? I've heard about it. I'm not really sure what it is, though. I could guess from the title. I think. I'm not sure. Oh, it's a site for CD keys? Oh, that's illegal. You shouldn't go there. Where are you, Kingdom of the Dump? How ass do I think Crimson Desert's going to run on launch? Is that coming out soon? Because the answer is a lot. $89, man. 19th of March? Oh, a lot. It'll run bad. Hey, all right. Dude, even Demon School's getting tons of post-launch patches. Why would you ever play anything that's not like a 16-bit game on release? Like, it's fucking crazy. Like everything. And that game was delayed for 2 months. That's crazy. All right, before we start, I just squished him. Oh. You're from the trash. You're from the trash. Yeah. The lady who, I don't know if we ever talked about this, but the lady who was fostering him when we picked him up, she had 2 other pugs that were her pugs that were also rescues. And they were fat and bossy as shit. They had a fucking attitude, man. Very nice dogs, but they didn't tolerate no fucking shit. Yeah, they were bossing Caboose around a little bit because he was all fucked up and crippled. Desertville. Oh my god, that's great. And you know, now that I did all that, I might as well put the rusty can back on. This game is pretty cool, man. I gotta tell you, it's pretty fucking dope. I feel like I'm gonna be able to backtrack to a lot of areas. The screenshots on Steam have like a fucking airship. So that's probably gonna be a thing. In terms of RPG, do you try to allocate your items, gears, buff to everyone? You just turbo juice the main character. Any like statistical increase goes to a main character in a game that I can't switch the main character off, right? But in a game like Expedition 33, where you can swap around everybody, I'll just put on anybody that I like, right? Like, I'm always worried that I'm gonna get in a situation where my favorite party member is going to be removed due to shenanigans. You know? You never know. Weak to fire, huh? And do you know where I learned this? Where I learned this information? I learned this information playing Final Fantasy VII, and spent a lot of time building up my my party in a variety of ways. You're dead, bitch. Damn. Oh, that's tough. That's a tough one right there. Give me that. Ellie and Xenogears. So Ellie and Xenogears is a really interesting character in that her on-foot character is terrible and has terrible stats, and her death blows don't do as much damage as any character that you will ever have with her at any time. And her gear is also terrible. Despite being like the main heroine of the game, she is just outright like one of the weakest characters in the entire game. And like, yeah, Ether Doubler, yeah, that's the only way you get her shit going. Like, she is way, and I mean way weaker than Faye. She's substantially weaker than Bart. Everyone's weaker than Citan. Every single person is weaker than Citan. It's crazy how much, like, wow. Bananas how strong that bitch is. Just fucking bananas. Man, it'd be really nice if they did the, Am I fucking blind? It'd be really nice if they did, those Xenoblade, patches. That'd be super sick. I might be blind. Guys, I'm gonna be blunt. I'm actually not used to streaming this late at night anymore. So my brain is doing, like, bad things. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Man, the old man biological clock. I mean, I wake up every morning. Man, that song lyric kind of took a hit. Sorry, Kesha. I wake up in the morning early to take care of my son. So like late night, I'm kind of cooked mentally. But as you can see, I still have like some of my brain. Some of it. Just a little bit. Are you all mogging me for being up too late, Unk? Man, I should have gone to bed at 6. Alright. I'm sorry. What do you want, bro? Cola. I'm gonna buy a couple of these. Red marble, huh? Somebody ought to be resistant to each of these. Do I wake up at 6, 7? I unironically actually do. Not doing jokes. I actually do wake up at 6 or 7. Rat Party members are awesome. You know who's awesome? Fucking Slade. Slade from Shining Force 2. One of the most consistently excellent party members in any game I've ever played. The Rat Thief Slade from Shining Force 2. Crazy good party member. Crazy. Strong all the way to level 20. Even stronger post-promotion. I should just LP Shining Force 2. I'm gonna beat this. Maybe. And then we're gonna start a fucking Shining Force 2 LP. I don't give a shit. Fuck you people. That game's peak. It's so fucking peak. You're all peak jealous. Yeah. I'm rated to become the world's #1 Shining Force streamer as the only one in the entire world. Man, that hurts. That hurts when you say that to Pat. I don't like that you said that. I mainly don't like it because you said it and it was true. That's my main complaint. You know. Is it wrong though? Man, be quiet. Just shh. Shh. Peter gets the best promotion glow up. Oh, he sure does, dude. Oh man. Oh, that shit's just crazy. Oh, it's so nuts. It's so fucking nuts. Shining Force 2 is so incredible. Oh my god. My ideal goal would be I stream Shining Force 2 and people are like, wow, that's crazy. I actually understand what the fuck you're talking about. Oh, it's bananas. I guess my disappointment is like, why is there no indie game equivalent of Shining Force 2? What the fuck is a Hoarding Heart, bro? Oh. I'm gonna save on that one. Oh, we did it. I noticed that I'm having to use a lot of items, which is really interesting. Like, I have to. Like, I must. By the way, this is not the place to do it, but Chained Echoes is a stellar RPG that you guys might want to check out. Stellar. Good job, Rotavia. You know what I'm noticing? A lot of these are all-rounders. That's good, I like that. Hoo-ah! Nailed it. Spike boots, what's it get me? Glass resist damage. Man, that's really strong. I actually want that. There's a lot of glass out here, dog. Bro, I could play so many of these darn RPGs, bro. Though I don't know where I'm at on terms of using my voice and mouth to read dialogue forever. I don't know where I'm at on that. I feel like it's really strange because I'll talk, I'll chit chat Paddywhack. Give a dog a bone. For like, you know, literally hours straight. And it's not a problem at all, right? But when I start reading up dialogue, all of a sudden it becomes like extremely difficult and like mouth consuming. You know what I'm saying to you? Pardon me. You know what I mean by like mouth consuming? Bro. Batavia. Bro, you gotta get out of here. Oh, fuck. Well, that was dire, wasn't it? So Pillars of Eternity 1 is getting turn-based mode a decade after its release, and it's in a really fucked up way. I don't know if you saw, but it's actually getting like a upgraded version of that. It's getting an upgraded version of the one in Pillars 2. So now Pillars 1 is going to play better than Pillars 2, which is fucking stupid. They should backport that into Pillars 2. Like, hey, come on. Who's missing out on some excellent content, but most FF14 players don't play the game? What are you referring to? I have so many RPGs to play. It's fucking crazy. It's so fucking nuts. Who doesn't? I don't know. Don't talk to me about fucking Xenosaga, man. Don't do that. I still never got through Octopath Traveler 1 and 2, though 2 is much better. Even from like a quick gander. You know what I'm saying? Nice. Ooh. Fuck. There we go. Woo. Captain Marvelous, what are you talking about? I actually haven't. The anti-Discord sentiment as a WoW player is insane. Wait, there's an anti-Discord sentiment in World of Warcraft? What? No in 14? What? What are you referring to? mean, everybody in 14 uses Discord. What the fuck? Is that a bug? Nice. Damn, man. Jesus. I'm having to use tons of items, man. Highly many tons of items. Brass. I can't wait for Baldur's Gate, Expedition 33 to have the exact same type of reaction that Baldur's Gate 3 had the year it came out, where it wins like every award and a bunch of bros are like, what the fuck? It's not caught. What? You don't even shoot a gun in this fucking game. What do you even do? Ah, dumb. And then like a couple of those guys are gonna play it and be like, whatever, I'll give it a shot. And be like, oh my god, I didn't know video games could be like this. Oh my god, this is incredible. You know? And like they'll open up their fucking third eye and their fucking chakra will explode. And like it'll be good. It'll be good to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's good. It's good to learn new things. It is. Fire ant, of course. Oh, wait. Might just be fucking MMO old ass boomer man, but shouting at the cloud. Sorry for being a pain. I still don't see what your take. This is such a weird thing about doing a live stream. Every time I look over, I see Captain Marvelous apologizing for being annoying about his take, but I never actually see his take. And so now I'm expecting some like mega shithead fuckhead take, and he's gonna be like, I think people should talk to each other in the game, or some shit, and I'm like, that's a pretty fucking like what's the original take that you're talking about? What is it? What's this mega shit take? You met some people that didn't want to use Discord? Yeah, okay. That's fine. I guess. Wow. Just talking about how F14 and how weird shit is in different communities that are norms and others really. And then said it with the greater FF14 community. I think, okay, your take is that FF14 players have this weird anti-Discord sentiment that WoW players don't have in using Discord to do stuff which is extremely wild that people are so anti-Discord in 14 from my experience. That is wildly anecdotal. and confirmation biased. That being said, games represent an alternate universe in which society is completely different, and you will find certain norms and expectations to be completely fucking insane regardless, and it will be based around the internal culture developed in that game over time. And there's nothing that can be done about it. That applies to anything of any multiplayer or communicative level whatsoever. We've even seen that happen with games that are not technically multiplayer for most of their life, like the Dark Souls series or From Software stuff in general, where there is a agreed upon culture that has just massively formed around those games. That if you hate it or not, it's still like the expectation from anyone partaking in that culture to be there. And so then your stance becomes like a for or against situation. That being said, 14 is not anti-Discord. The balance is a Discord balance. The balance is Discord. The hunts are Discords. Raid tutorials are in Discords. In fact, I would say FF14 has too much exported to Discord. Way too much. I think a lot of that stuff should actually be nebulous secret texts passed up between FC mates instead of cleanly fucking categorized in the Discord. That's what I fucking think. But who am I to say? Who am I to say? Society is crumbling and it's your fault because you're trading community for convenience. And I say this as a person who is also at fault. So, I mean, fuck me, fuck you. It's all bullshit. Don't worry about it. Just shut up. I have used the GameSir G8. I've also used the GameSir G8 Plus. They're both excellent. They're both great. Man, I know there's like a bunch of party members. I might not be making the progress that I think I'm making. Backbone's trash. Yeah, so the Backbone has one advantage over the GameSir, and that's you can actually put the Backbone in your fucking pocket. You know. And that's pretty good. Damn. Leave me alone, dog. It's crazy how many healing items I'm having to use. I gotta tell you, I have not fucking played a game like this in a while that I've been having to like chow down on like fucking almost every single healing item I can get my fucking hands on. It's crazy. To the point where like this fucking healing move is actually shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Nido Furin. Do you mind if I call you Neo? Sorry, Nidu. I saw you going through dispatch and just doing the hard fail. How's that been going? I saw you do mission 4. I can't use that word. This is a net loss. That's terrible. I'm still gonna equip it, but hey. It's not quite as funny. It's fake, right? Like it's kind of fake. I think the gameplay in Dispatch is actually like weirdly excellent, and I would actually like more of it. I like significantly more of it. Yeah, I really enjoyed the dispatch segments. A lot. Desert Garb, what do we got? Dude, that's awesome. I wonder how this will do, actually. All right. All right. Hope you don't have to wait too long for Dispatch 2. I mean, Dispatch 1 took like fucking 6 years, some crazy shit to come out. So, like, literally don't hold your breath. Like, don't. Personally, I'd like something new. I feel like Dispatch like kind of nailed everything it was going for. I feel no desire for a season 2. I actually just want them to do a completely different thing. And I want it to be anything that's not Critical Role, because I think Critical Role is fucking terrible. Yeah, get mad. Get mad. I feel your hatred. I feel it. I guess that means I missed it. I think Critical Role is actively harmful to Dungeons and Dragons. As a tabletop setting. Like, I think it has killed campaigns. I'm having the hipster opinion that I've been told to have? Okay. I was definitely not told to have that. So, Kirik on YouTube says, I don't like how Crit Roll gave too high of a standard for a normal session. I've seen new players show up and they're disappointed. Yeah, I feel like what YouTuber gave me that opinion, me. me. Um, I feel that Critical Role has dramatically, and I mean dramatically, increased the, wow, that is really fucking strong. Increased the power of the theater kids' influence over D&D, over the wargamer slash tabletop strategy guy. I think that little miniature man who wants to play his battle game and theater kid who wants to tell a collaborative story work really well when each of them keeps the other in check, and it's about 50-50. And I think people playing D&D for, it's just whatever story, man. Who even needs the dice? I think those people should shut the fuck up and go read Shakespeare in the Park and get pelted with tomatoes like they deserve. And the idea that you should give them power is insane. Just completely nuts. It's fucking crazy. Like, I remember, like, digging into it, and then I think somebody sent me something, which was basically explaining, that, that D&D, like, wargamers versus storytellers has been a, how do I put this? It has been an argument literally as old as the first tabletop role-playing games back in like the fucking 14th or 15th century between like Swiss or Czech or whatever mercenaries, where they're like, hey, you know what? Let's have little battle plans and we'll have little rules and we can do fake little battles here. And then like there's correspondence of like their letters home about how some people are so strict about the rules they can't invent like new battle plans, and some people like ignore all the rules that they do with and just do whatever, and how frustrating that is. And it's like, yeah, this is like a core like human emotional intelligence ideological battle. There's no solving this. This is like a right brain left brain thing. Wow, the mud down here glows. That'd be burning hot lava. Let's make sure we don't fall in there. Seeing your performance in the sewers, I'm a little nervous. Hey, look. Who is quiet? Come on, let's go. Ants go marching one by one. You know the drill. Excuse the interruption, my cough lord Antilla. What is it? It's about the tribute. All due respect, but we're stretched thin as it is with the new quota and all. The king of the roaches put me in charge of this colony. You either pay the tribute or join the front lines. War's upon us. We already sent Rudolus all of our surplus food and supplies. We barely have enough to keep on as it is. No excuses. Ugh. And I expect the tribute ready today. Move out. What the heck? We need to help that guy. Dustin, we can't. Ugh, cough, wheeze. Alright, fine. Let's find a way over there. But don't jump in the lava. When I go back to start playing Wrath of the Righteous, I've decided I'm gonna turn the difficulty down to relaxed. I no longer have the patience to dig through the guts of that absolutely insane system in order to play it like a regular video game. It is fucking ridiculous. It is fucking ridiculous. You know what game I really want to get into, and well, part of that reason is that I got like a code for it, and then I ended up getting like half the game's DLC on sale, is Total War Hammer 3. I love everything about that game other than the insanely high amount of stress I feel playing it. The lack of that, the lack of grid in that game makes me so stressed. Oh, hey, hold on. I actually have real advice for somebody. Rush Unplugged says, I started KCD2 and got my shit kicked in for 2 hours by 2 bandits. Might have to lower difficulty. No, that's not what you have to do. What you have to do is not fight those 2 bandits. Are the guys in the tutorial? You can talk your way out of that. If there are 2 guys on the road, that happens. Like, you see that if you have Total Warhammer 1 and 2, you're going to be releasing Total Warhammer United map for free? Oh, that's awesome. Like, I would love, and I mean love, to, like, get into Total Warhammer 3. There's, like, a million things on that. But I get so stressed out because of the way that I need to manage my army. And, like... I don't know. It's like I feel like I'm doing everything wrong in that game. You know what I mean? And like the enemies are always like at my door, and they always got bigger armies than me somehow, and I'm just like, ah. Apparently, I'm supposed to play the game on like easy for like 10 factions. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think there's anything tougher than the Lantern King and Kingmaker in the Wrath of the Righteous. Oh yeah, there's tons of things that are tougher than the Lantern King. So if you get to the Lantern King, so Lantern King is the final boss of Pathfinder Kingmaker. If you can get to him, he's a joke. Like, if you actually have a party that was able to reach him, he's a bitch. Because the shit that you had to do to get there is fucking crazy. There's stuff in Wrath of the Righteous that's like way fucking harder. There's like a random cult breeding demon in like Act 1 in like Dresden that is like one of the hardest boss fights I've ever fought. I had to turn the difficulty down. Not to alarm you, but we are surrounded by thousands of tons of molten rock. If you get lost, please follow the torches. What's up, dude? Wow, that didn't work? That's crazy. Did I know that the normal difficulty in Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous is 3 tiers higher than the actual thing? Yeah, I did know that. Or rather, I recently found that out. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. The only way to like, I think it's like story and then like relaxed and then easy and then normal or something. And the statistics of the enemies that you deal with in that game on like normal are like, for like a 14 AC zombie, it's like 24 AC. It's absolutely crazy. And I did some digging on that, and apparently the reason for that was because the actual module was quite easy for Wrath of the Righteous, and that they were accommodating with the ability to min-max a party of 6 with quick saves. And that's great if you're a freak who can min-max a party of 6. Most people who pick up an RPG go, fighter, mage, bard? Like, come on. Like, even a guy like me. You know? Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Bracelet. Does difficulty make a game fun for you? And Wrath of the Righteous, learning to overcome the combat challenges with the whole appeal. So combat makes difficulty is important for everything, for a wide variety of reasons, and that wide variety of reasons is flow state, right? If you're not familiar with flow state, what a flow state is where... Oh, that's actually really perfect. Fucking hold on a second. I don't have enough. But, a flow state is when the difficulty of a task is perfectly suited to the competency of the person attempting it, and so they reach this perfect push-pull kind of scenario where they're constantly challenged but never frustrated. If you want a kind of... I don't mean to toot my own horn, but it's like I have video evidence of this. If you want to see a really excellent example of what a flow state looks like compared to a non-flow state, what you can do is you can look at any of the footage of me playing Hi-Fi Rush on stream and anybody else's footage of them streaming Hi-Fi Rush on the day that it came out. I was absolutely perfectly dialed in on that shit. Second one. It was crazy. And I know you all know what I'm talking about here. Right, and the reason for that is very simple. I had, it's a fairly simple game that requires a fairly simple ask, right? It just asks you to do it fast and clean, right? So I was able to do the timing aspect, and I know how to play a character action game. So that game was no problem for me, and I just absolutely crushed it, and every challenge that I met was like perfectly suited to challenge me just enough to make me satisfied and not get bored. When I play Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, the tactical gameplay I actually really love. The knowledge check gameplay is infuriating. You're dealing with enemies that have inflated statistics, enemies that have huge numerical encounter disadvantages, and like they're expecting me to know how to build a Hell Knight Armiger who's spec'd into dual wielding as a gnome with heavy armor specialization, and I'm like, I don't know. And the experimentation part of that is, well, what if you tried a certain way and then realized that that character was terrible for multiple hours until you hit a roadblock? And it is like, no, I don't like that. I think them making, you gotta say that minor. I think them making, Rogue Trader too easy because it's their own system and it's turn-based is a way better problem to have than having the game be, like, fantastically difficult. Would a respec mod help that at all? No. In Baldur's Gate it would. Because Baldur's Gate essentially has 12 classes or whatever, in subclasses, right? Wrath of the Righteous, if you're like, I remember being like level 8 or 9 and I was like wanted to respec a character. It's the most complicated fucking thing I could possibly do in an RPG. Like, start over from level 1. Okay, what decisions do, like, which ones of these are good? Which ones of these are trap feats? Which ones have complex pre-requirements? Which ones fit weapons that I'm not gonna get, or weapons that are rare, or what? It's way too much to also have a completely jacked up difficulty. I think Wrath of the Righteous should definitely be as hard as they can make it, and it should be on the unfair difficulty and maybe even one above that. But I think normal should be normal for like normal human beings. Every single person that I've talked to that's played Wrath of the Righteous is like, oh yeah, that game's insane. I had to turn the difficulty down to just above baby difficulty. Like, they should just rename the difficulties. What exactly is a trash-born, a little rat doing all the way out here? We're just traveling merchants, passing them through. Traveling merchants, huh? Wrath of the Righteous builds have the same level of complexity as Pillars... Wait, Path of Exile builds, except without the same size community while still having the same number of dead ends. Yeah, absolutely. It's ridiculous. Oh. With no bags or wares in the middle of an active work zone, filled with lava, we're on a secret mission to take down Rudolus. Dustin, tell the whole damn dump, why don't you? Huh, ow. Your secret agents from Garbagia? No. Basically, yes. I'm gonna become the best knight in the kingdom. Your secret's safe with me. Ow, sorry. Us common bugs got no love for Rudolus, believe you me. 50 of my best miners were sent to the Roach King. They never returned. Trained most of them from larvae myself. Amcha says, in this context, does a trap feat refer to skills that completely break your run? No. So, a trap feat is a skill or feat or ability that is dramatically less useful than its nearest equivalent with no warning. So for Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, one of the things that is a trap feat or a beginner's trap is Ranger's preferred enemy. So Wrath of the Righteous is a game that takes place on the Hellmouth. So if you're doing a Ranger, instead of going for preferred enemy, you should just get the Demon Slayer archetype for Ranger, because like 80% of all enemies in that game are demons. However, there's a character that you can flip them to being evil, and they go from a demon fighting specialist ranger to a human fighting specialist ranger, of which there are almost no humans in the entire game to fight. That's a trap. Like, that is a trap. Now Antilla demands so much tribute, our whole colony is drying up. And I know you're like, well, you should be able to make whatever character you want. It's like adding like preferred enemy types that don't exist in the game is not allowing people to express themselves. It's tricking them into making a bad character. That's terrible. Like take for example, an example that I know a lot better. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, right? Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, you can carry your character forward, right? And one of the strongest melee classes you can possibly do is a regular human paladin. Human paladins get access to like all the best armor, all the best weapons, and the single strongest weapon in Baldur's Gate 2 is a two-handed sword that is a +5, like, lawful good sword of smite. It's fucking incredible, right? It's called Casimir. So it's a really good pick. It's really strong. It gets access to all the best gear. It's human specific. It's incredible, right? So then you go, okay, what kind of human paladin should I choose for my Baldur's Gate 1 or 2 playthrough? Well, Baldur's Gate 2, the strongest paladin is called a... God, what's it called? Magic Killer? It's Inquisitor. Inquisitor is the name of the... Thank you, New Millennium. Inquisitor is the strongest paladin in Baldur's Gate 2, which is like twice as long as Baldur's Gate 1. And the reason why that is extremely simple. The reason why it is the strongest is because you deal with an enormous amount of magic enemies and mages that buff themselves enormously. And Inquisitors in Baldur's Gate 2 can cast Dispel magic at twice their level. So Inquisitors walk into fights with like Mind Flayers and Liches and shit, and they just go, all your buffs are turned off. And it's incredible. It's amazing. But you never run into that in Baldur's Gate 1. That scenario just doesn't exist in Baldur's Gate 1. And one of your party members in Baldur's Gate 2 is an Inquisitor Paladin already. So if you were to make a character you wanted to play through for both games, I would say you pick a Cavalier Paladin, because Cavaliers are immune to charm and all status effects. And in Baldur's Gate 1, you fight a ton of harpies, you fight a ton of mind control, fae and pixie, you meet a bunch of spiders that you can ignore their way. So it's like, this type of meta knowledge means that like 3 of the paladin archetypes available are just worse. They're just way worse. They're just way worse. You know? In Baldur's Gate 3, there's winners and losers, but, I mean, all 4 paladins are good, you know. And they're there mainly for flavor. They're not, like, massively mechanically different, you know. Five. Oh, yeah. We can't leave yet. Still gotta help Mr. Miner. But yeah, so Wrath of the Righteous in particular, and also Pathfinder Kingmaker, have just 100 fucking classes and subclasses, and that's cool, except tons of them are bad. And building them correctly is also difficult. And the normal difficulty expects you to engage with this extremely complex system that is very poorly tutorialized, and just fucking freeball it, and it's miserable. It's too much. It's way, way, way too much. So when I go back to Wrath of the Righteous, I'm gonna just turn that difficulty the fuck down. Just turn it way down. And then it will be like a fucking normal game. So, Bruno PN 1998 in YouTube says, honestly, the only thing in Wrath of the Righteous that is hard is the enemy's AC. After you find a way to lower it or bypass it, it gets way easier. That is already a fairly large ask. Nah, Pat, every class is great. Oracle is overpowered. That is a lie. That is... No, not the Oracle is overpowered. Oracle is very good. But every class is great is a lie, man. That is not true. There is such a power delta between the haves and have-nots. Oh. There must be a hospital there. These ant guys are... I won't sugarcoat it. He's not out of the picnic. Fuck, that's so good. That's so fucking good and smart. This might be a stupid question, but what's the weakest class subclass combo if I want to hate myself someday? In what? Because like I'm not. I can tell you, Tower Shield Fighter is fucking terrible because they give you one in Pathfinder Kingmaker, and they are bad. Oh, Papa Zero Cool also points out on YouTube that you got a multi-class, and that's probably the worst part. Multi-classes in Pathfinder are like orders of magnitude stronger than singular classes, and it's like yeah, you have all this way to mix and match your character and do whatever. It's like, yeah, my ideal character doesn't multi-class at all. Fuck off. I don't know who you are, but he's lucky you got here when you did. Now it's just a matter of medicine and rest. Speaking of, could you run up to the hanging greenhouse and grab a saliva salve? Absolutely. Such a help. Thank you. Anyway, I think Wrath of the Righteous is kind of drowning in its own fucking complexity. I hear good things about Rogue Trader. It'll be so cool. It'll be so cool when they finish Rogue Trader. I also saw that Rogue Trader just did a massive rebalance of its entire gameplay to make it more difficult now that they've buffed everybody. And they're going to do that again with the final patch. Yeah, Rogue Trader, it was not balanced for their own season pass. So they had to, like, rebalance it, which is kind of crazy. Man, it'll be so cool that I can play Rogue Trader one day. One day on this earth, I'll be able to play it. I remember being like, maybe I can play it beforehand, and then they were like, you'll be going to Traz in the Infinite's fucking museum, and I'm like, are you serious, dog? Are you kidding on me with this shit? Ant farmers go for safety and shelter. The last stock storeroom. Here for the medicine, Doc sent a pheromone signal a minute ago. Oh yeah, this should do the trick. Powerful stuff. I can't believe they were like, we're making a new Warhammer 40k game, and I was like, oh, sick. Rogue Trader will be finished. And then they're like, we're also doing a full extra year of DLC. And I'm like, you absolute motherfuckers. You absolute piece of shit. Dude. When did Rogue Trader come out? Rogue Trader came out it came out fucking 2 years ago in 2023 on December 7th, and I did a sponsored fucking wait, hold on. Yeah. I did a sponsored stream of that the day it came out. And the end of that sponsored stream was me going, wow, this game looks incredible. I will excitedly play it once the DLC is out, which like was not maybe the best sell that they wanted for that, but they were happy. I got paid. And like it'll be winter of 26 before I load up Rogue Trader. Oh, good, you're back. You don't need much of this to be effective. Thanks again, foreigners. No problem. We're happy to help. We should really be going. Take care of him, Doc. What's going on? Antilla's here for his tribute. What? Screw that guy. Please. Give me your words tonight. You won't interfere. All right, I give you my word. I'll handle this with some of the old-fashioned Ant Farm 24-386 charm. Lord Antilla, as I live and breathe. By the way, New Millennium says you and Paige could do a co-op run of Rogue Trader. Do you understand what you're saying? Hold on. Let's just assume it works. Let's just assume. Okay. Okay, so we're going to say a main plus sides playthrough with all the DLCs would be 100 to 140 hours. Let's say 120. So that's 120 hours divided by 4 hours a week, which is what we need with a babysitter. That would take 30 weeks minimum. So, bro, we haven't been able to get through RE2 in like a month. Now, most of that is because of curses. Paige's electromagnetic field has been attacking us. But still. Silence, peon. His tribute looks light. Where's that sorry excuse of a foreman? I reckon he'll be out a while. Unacceptable. Taking your worm then as well. No, you can't. He's our best soil mover. And he's like a son to me. Silence, or maybe you want to march to the front lines too. That's what I thought. Let's pack him up, boys. I want to ride out. Cool worm, man. Well, thank you, Everada. I tried really hard in that 2x KO tourney. Dustin, I'm going to kick that ant's ass. Think, we got a mission already. We shouldn't get involved. We can take him. Only, it's one thing fighting beasts and trash monsters. Fighting another person is different. Wormy, I failed you, boy. Sorry about your worm, Mr. Rancher. Alright, we really gotta get going. It's supposed to be Bug City by sundown. Pardon? Sorry to say, but you'll never make it that far on foot. Ain't gonna stop me from trying. Wormy was here. He could get you through the desert in no time flat. Wait, really? Was the 4-time winner of the Ant Farm Derby. Most impressive worm there ever was. Batavia, what are you saying? We rescue your pet, you'll let us joyride him across the desert? Darn tootin', you can make your meat in style. Knew you'd come around, Batavia. Take the service elevator down the way to Tunnel 2. Follow the trail east, you'll come across the lair. I'm only doing this so we can make our meeting on time. Yeah, you old softy. Let's head down the elevator and get that worm. What's up here? What is this? Fucking sick. New Millennium says you don't know a single person that did multiplayer for Baldur's Gate 1 or 2. That is because you were not an adult in 1999. That, like, you can't compare. That being said, I don't like Baldur's Gate 3 multiplayer, aside from playing with the wife, is like of absolutely no value or interest. Do you need any meds? Dude, I need tons of meds. Worm shovel. Worm overalls. Oh, yeah. Welcome to the Ant Farm stable. Rent a room for 100 clips? Nah, man. You know what game is also way too hard, and this is because of the system? Fucking Divinity Original Sin 2. Divinity Original Sin 2 is the definition of an entire game is a trap feat. The whole game is a trap feat. It's fucking crazy. Kai9 says just get good. It's not even that hard. Okay. Let me ask you, Kai. I played a shapeshifter and it was fine. How large was your party? Was it 2 people? 3 plus avatar? Okay, were you a physical or magical party? Half and half? Really? I found that game insanely difficult on the normal difficulty. Like, absolutely insanely difficult. Now, granted, and this is a really important detail, that game received a, like, extremely important balance change in the end of its life cycle, where they gave you a perk called Torturer. And Torturer, like, completely shifted the entire balance of the game. That didn't exist. That was before your time? Okay, so Kai, Torturer is a skill in Divinity Original Sin 2. I forget what its original version was, but in the last patch they put out for DOS 2, Torturer made it so that you could do status effects through armor. Before that, you had to completely burn down one of the armors and hit health value to have a single status go through. Which is a lot for a lot of the enemies. Magic builds are useless without it. Genuinely. Like the easiest way to play Divinity Original Sin 2 is to do a 2-character lone wolf build and play purely physical. Like 1 melee and 1 ranged. And I just don't like the armor system. I actually really strongly dislike the armor system a lot. And I don't like the types of parties it nudges you towards. And the strategies that it nudges you towards. I don't like it. Here he is. Got all the stolen food, too. So basically, Divinity Original Sin 10, it was a 10 out of 10 difficulty, and then they added 1 ability, and now it's like 2 out of 10? No, it's more like 8 to like 6. Careful, Dustin. I heard these worms will literally eat anything. It's okay. You're a good boy, aren't you, Wormy? Doesn't know you, Dustin. I can tell we're going to be fast friends. Easy, boy. We want to take you back to Mr. Rancher. Thieves, you're coming to the wrong anthill. We're caught. Come on, Dustin. We need to run. Nowhere to run. I've been itching for a proper battle. But yeah, no, I remember, there's the final boss of, like, Act 1 in DOS 2, which is, like, harder than, like, it's like genuinely harder than like anything I ever did in any game that came out that year. Just crazy. Am I liking this game? Absolutely. There we go. Wow! There you go, bud. Nailed it. Not a problem. Oh! Wow, Wormy. I cannot believe we survived that. I told you those worms will eat anything. Yeah, but he's not dangerous. Okay, maybe a little dangerous. Want to give us a lift, big boy? Hey, yo, Wormy. Yeah. Yeah, no, Pathfinder's for freaks, and Divinity Original Sin 2 has really screwed up balancing because of its armor system. That is the end of my TED Talk. I think I've been talking about that for like an hour. You did it, Dustin. You saved Wormy. And, Anthill won't be bothering anyone anymore. You mean being Wormy's lunch? Ha, that's some Anthill justice if I ever heard it. We'll take back the colony now. Those soldiers were just scared into joining. Well, now that that's settled, we need to go. Wormy will get you there in no time. Head due south through the hot garbage stands. You'll find Big Bad Bug City. We'll take good care of them. Of course, do you ever need anything else? We have your back. All right, Wormy, let's ride. New Millennium says, hey, Millennium, do you mind if I roast you a little bit? Is that cool? If I roast you a little bit? Because I'm gonna roast your ass. So I want like permission. Okay. New Millennium says, Neverwinter Nights 2 and Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous give me the good chemicals. I like having choices, good, bad, excellent, and traps. The more choices, the better. So, you're a person who's playing through 100+ hour RPGs like 10 times in a row. It's easy to be fascinated with an endless variety of even bad options when you have an extreme surplus of time. Most people only play a game once. In fact, most people don't even fully play a game once. Actually. You are a sicko freak, and you are the type of playtester whose feedback I would literally throw into the garbage. You are the type of person whose feedback can screw up a game. And make the game, like, way worse. Patchy Soul says, I didn't know there could be such a bad thing as bad feedback from playtesters. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're crazy if you think you can't get bad feedback. Dova says, still don't get Wooly's issue with the choices in the suicide mission. The reason why you don't understand Wooly's issues with the suicide mission in Mass Effect 2 is because Wooly doesn't understand the suicide mission in Mass Effect 2, and so his complaints don't factor into the real world. Not now. I'm overseeing the new statue placement. So, for example, if Wooly gave player feedback on how the Mass Effect 2 suicide mission worked, you would read that, and if you tried to integrate it, you should actually come away with the suicide mission is a bit opaque in its explanation and is not super clear, which is the point, actually. It's not supposed to be transparent. There's no one left here. All able-bodied thugs are sent to the front lines. Land manners off limits. Player feedback on dumb people. Highly specific dumb people led to Atreus never shutting the fuck up in God of War, for example. Right. You can absolutely get terrible feedback. I myself, I've told this story before. I myself am responsible for a piece of feedback so bad it harmed the American release of a video game. So if you're not familiar, way back in the day, back when Ben Judd was not scamming people and making bad games, he was actually just Inafune-san's translator. Wait, no, Inafune's translator. They wanted to know over at Capcom what American fans of Devil May Cry liked about the series. So they went to the GameFAQs or the Game FAQ message boards if you're a narc, but they went to the GameFAQs message boards and said, hey guys, what do you think the difficulty of Devil May Cry 3 should be? And me, along with like a couple hundred other people who were absolutely like super fan DMDing the first game over and over and had bought the second game and were really frustrated, were like, you should make it as hard as you possibly can. You should make it fucking brutal like Battletoads hard. You should make it super fucking hard. Oh, it should be so tough. And then they actually listened to the GameFAQs message board, and then they made Devil May Cry 3 for the American release massively, massively fucked up difficult to the point where it harmed that game's sales and review scores. Hidden Zone. Oasis. Charged cables. What is that? Oh. Oh, my sand. I bust my glass and spilled my sand. Dude, are you okay? Not really. My sand's mixed up with the other sand. Gross. If only I had some shards of glass. I'll take a look. I have all kinds of junk. Bless you, trash man. You got the 2 shards of glass? Oh, I don't have 2 shirts of this. Anyway, point being, you came out here to get your rings polished. Which ring requires? Oh, fuck. Moon ring. You don't have it. Glass ring. I don't have it. Okay. Keep it down. Can of gas. You just buy this? That's crazy. No, N Hom says so many live service games are currently harmed by no-lifing veterans demanding more and more difficult content that relies on having years of gear and systems knowledge until new players are choked out. So I think FF14 really fell into that trap really quite badly. I think FF14 focused on, like, you know what we should do? We should make ultimates for the super hardcore players. And it's like, yeah, you know what? You should totally kill all mid-core, mid-game content for 80-90% of the player base, so you can give another raid to the sub 0.5% that do ultimate raids. Super smart, crazy intelligent, good move. Really super. I don't think anything, and I mean I don't think anything, will be as bad as what happened in Destiny 2. I don't remember anyone but Dado doing this, so I feel uncomfortable to like point out him specifically as like it's his fault that Destiny 2. But there were a lot of Destiny 2 content creators that had burned through every single thing that exists in Destiny 2. Like, literally all of it. And had hit this point of, like, there was nothing left for them to stream or make content on. And so the idea of sunsetting content would mean that they would always have something new to chase because they were playing the game 8 to 10 hours a day as a job. And so there was this, like, developer musing about sunsetting, and then like the entire content creator around it was like, yeah, sunsetting would be a fucking great idea, it'd be so amazing, it would reinvigorate the game, and it just like completely killed that game for a huge amount of people. Just absolutely ruined it. And it was based exclusively on like people who played the game like it was their lifestyle. It was this really strange thing where, like, I remember one of the things that once sunsetting, the long and short of it is they made it so that you would no longer be able to upgrade gear that was a certain age to be viable in current content. So basically, if you wanted to keep playing the game and current content, you would have to keep re-getting new guns over and over. And like what the core issue that kept happening was this thing of like content creators that had gotten like every single item in Destiny 2 because they played it for like 10,000 hours, would go like, well, this new raid isn't even good. The new gun isn't better than this gun I spent 280 hours trying to get back 2 years ago. So what's even the point? And it's like, the point is that new people don't have that. Crazy. Just absolutely nuts. And then I remember after it went through, the same content creators that were like, sunsetting's the way forward, all of a sudden they were putting out videos going, I don't know why I even play Destiny 2 anymore because my equipment's not gonna last. It's like, it's all fucking idiots. So I'm sure that there are other games like this, but Destiny 2 is the only game that I can point to in which community perception dramatically damaged the game by giving the devs the confidence to make really bad decisions. Yeah. What a cool mechanic. Oh, thanks, man. Are you oh, hey. Hey, this game's like cool. Wow. Wow. Anyway, yeah, I genuinely think that I'm sure there's others, but I really feel like Destiny's the only game that I could see that the community's reaction like actively harmed it. Just crazy. Just absolutely nuts. Wow, this dungeon's cool. It feels like it's an optional dungeon, but I don't even know. Very cool game. Very highly cool. But yeah, basically, I'm saying that I have really incredible instincts for playtesting and balance, and that while other content creators are stupid and should not be listened to about any of that stuff, that I, in fact, should be listened to because I am super smart. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Thank you. This has been my TED Talk. Huh. No. How the fuck? How the actual fuck? Ah. Come on. Yeah, got him. I think I got him. Like, if it was up to me, I would rebalance the entirety of Expedition 33's third act. Whole thing. Straight up. As immaculate as that game is, the final act has, like, genuine balance problems that could have used another pass. There's, like, one boss fight in particular that there's no good way to approach it. You're either too strong or too weak, and there's no in between. God, I am so smart. Don't mog me, bro. I can't believe that the kids say mogging now, because like when I say that, oh, he's mogging it, bro, I'm thinking like Kupo, like what? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying to you? It's crazy. Which one's this? Tick Bro. Man, there's a lot of fucking towns in here. This is crazy. I think my favorite, like, game balance problem I've ever encountered in my life. This was decimated by Rudolus when he took power. I think the funniest game balance problem I have ever seen in my entire life, ever, is Dark Age of Camelot. If you're not familiar with Dark Age of Camelot, it was the game that predated Guild Wars. And it was 3 factions against each other. One was like a kind of Nordic Viking faction, I think. The other was Asian inspired, and then the first one was like Western, like European knights. And it was like a 3-way PvP battle MMO. And they ran into the issue in which no matter what they did, no matter what they did to the numbers or the incentives, the European Knight faction was like more than twice as populated as the other two combined. They legit could not figure out. And so like they started to do crazy shit like scale it. Like scale individual players to like a percentage of the fucking like force, and it caused all these fucking weird things where like unpopular teams had people that were like fucking twice as strong. What a terrible solution. And I'm like, it's a god awful solution. I can't think of one better. Like World of Warcraft, like I don't know how they fixed it. But they just made it so that there was PvP, and if you were like under 12 years old, or like somebody with like basically like a personality disorder, you had the Alliance there to play with. And that if you were like a normal human being, you could play Horde. And that tended to, like, even though the populations didn't even out like the PvP did. I remember I remember 20 years ago, I was in the Best Buy forum in Montreal, in downtown Montreal, with Wooly. And me and him were talking, and I think I mentioned World of Warcraft. This would have been like summer 05. And the guy was like, "Oh, you play World of Warcraft?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I love it. What do you play?" And he was like, "Alliance." And I went, "Bitch." And he was like, "Oh, Horde, fucker." And then he walked away. And Wooly was like, "What the fuck just happened?" Like, he was like absolutely fucking baffled. Bro, if the Alliance only has one hater, it is me. And if the Alliance has no more haters, it is because I am dead. Like, that's just how it is. That is just how it is. This hidden zone thing is actually super cool, man. Closed, huh? I actually was talking about World of Warcraft with some of my friends the other day, or maybe, yeah, I talked to them on Discord after bringing it up here. WoW's open world mogs most of the others by an order of magnitude. It's unbelievable. It's fucked up. It's still a location that I like genuinely look back on and like, yeah, exploring that shit rules. I genuinely don't understand why no one's come along since. The only game that I think has come anywhere close, and I really mean anywhere close to that, is Guild Wars. And Guild Wars is even more theme parky, but like the theme park is everywhere. Like Guild Wars 2's like zones, everything is popping off everywhere all the time, and they're enormous. Stop right there. I'll need some ID. No problem. Here's our paperwork. Fake passports. All right, everything checks out. Enjoy your time in Bug City. All hail the Roach King. I really hope that Guild Wars 2, sorry, Guild Wars 1, their re-release, leads to controller support for Guild Wars 2, because that game is awesome. And it is also extremely damaging to my wrists if I play with a mouse and keyboard. like extreme. Like, I got RSI playing Guild Wars 2 on launch. Like, I couldn't use a mouse for like a month. Even with the action camera? No, I said on launch, man. But still, it's very extreme. Price of water's gone up, man. That's crazy. Deadass says, I don't hold them in equal regard. Honkai Star Rail's peak AF, the only thing contested for my favorite story this year. ZZZ lacks a strong enough vision for the... So, Honkai Star Rail is never going to win anything in like a Western-dominated thing. Maybe this is showing my like white person's bias. I don't think gacha games should be eligible for awards because they're less games and more gambling simulators. They're a slot machine more than they are a video game. Regardless of their popularity. I, however, include Madden and FIFA with that. The other thing is that in a few years, I think that nearly everything MiHoYo makes should be disqualified by default due to their incoming use of AI. Don't know what this is. It's really drawn to the sign. Tax has been so high. Got to resort to hiring smugglers for the Spider Syndicate. You think it's hilarious that Hoyoverse doesn't have a single mobile game nominated at the Game Awards this year, though? I think that is also strange. Genuinely. Riddleless got trash picked by the hands of garbage. So he locked up all the members of the Royal Hive Knights. Wow, this is a huge area. Holy shit. Pillbug is high on drugs. That's great. That's awesome. What do you got, man? Lucky ring. Nah. No. Taxes still haven't gone down though, bud. This game has this really strange thing where the backs of buildings are actually way shallower than they appear. It's very strange. Beetle plate? No. But Zinger, huh? Well, this war stuff's a drag. I bet it is, girl. I bet it is. You'll be itching to come back. Ew. You know what? Why not? We haven't used it in yet in this game. Oh, this is where we're supposed to go. Hey there, welcome to the Bedbug Inn, finest luxury 2-star hotel. I mean Kingdom of Insectia. Splat me. It was a slip of the tongue, nothing more. No need to alert anyone of my blabbering foolishness. You know I'm a loyal friend of the new regime. All hail Roach King Rudolus. It'd be 2 rooms or 1. We have a special on the Love Nest. No, not that. I need the Cobweb Suite. Ah, I'm afraid there's no room by that name. Perhaps another one of... No mistake, I sent the bottle board earlier. Look again. Would you look at that? It appears it's open after all, and the bill's already taken care of. Here's your room key. You need any luggage brought up? No, we're good. Oh, I see. Enjoy your stay. This is it. A bit to spare. You ready to do this meeting? Nope. It'd be nice if I got my third party member. Alt. Crawl bottom union members only, huh? Hey, what's that? Esoteric Odyssey? About opening a door with a screw? Oh yeah, this is a fake door. Alright, let's do it. Shouldn't he be here by now? He'll be here. Just hope there weren't any complications. Did you trust this guy? Of course not. But this trust can be bought, and I happen to have a big stack of clips I stashed away. You gonna spend your rainy day money for me? It's not even raining. Rotavia, I can't believe my googly eyes. So you were here this whole time, spying on us. Hey, Wallet's gotta take precautions. Who knows who wrote me in this letter? Could have been a hired assassin, fume shaper, even worse, the cops. Lo and behold, it's the Shadow Knight herself. Been a long time, Wally. Everybody said you was dead. Yeah, well, retired, not dead. Who's your friend? I'm Dustin. We're on... That's nice, kid. Grown-ups are talking. So, what you doing back there anyway after all these years? Come on, Wally. I'm here to get info, not give it out. All right. Direct as ever. What do you need to know? Trash picking. Everything you got. Of course. I should have known. Heck, you want to see the tape? You got on tape? It's the biggest scandal in years. Tapes have been circulating among traders all day. We need to see it. You said something about a big stack of clips. Was that right? Yeah. Roll it, will you? All right, here it goes. Feast was in full swing. Queen Bee and the insect court were noticeably absent. Not to mention the Garbage King Squire. Other than that, typical King's convention through and through. I think that Asna, that if MiHoYo made like a regular video game, it would absolutely have a shot at Game of the Year, but they're never going to do that. And it's wildly disappointing to me. Until Rudolus now infamously crashed the party. Gotta hand it to him, freaking bold entrance. Before anybody could drop a fork, he had globe spin and an iron grip. You can hear it on tape, of course, but he said some real cryptic stuff. New age is coming to the lands of Phil. Each and every kingdom of the dump will fall, and when the dust settles, the cockroaches will inherit the world. Something like that. There's a brilliant green flash, and the video cuts out. Just like that, Rudolus vanishes from the castle. Pretty wild stuff, huh? That's it? You want to get paid? I'm going to need more than that. Hey, I'm just getting started. Let's see. Well, first off, don't expect any help from the former royals. Queen Highwing and the entire hive have fallen mysteriously ill. Them out of the picture, Rudolus is able to sweep the whole kingdom. All major factions have been defected to his side. Alright, worse than I thought. Go on. His warlords are running day to day now. Got Atlas the Armored, new Lord Governor of Bug City. Attila the Hungry, new Warlord of the Desert. Wait, Attila? Isn't that the guy we just took out in the canyon? Right about that. What? You took out one of the warlords? He was actually eaten by a giant worm. But we totally made that happen. Just what are you trying to get me into, Ratavia? You got to it already. I need the king's location. Or some weakness or exploit to bring it down. Asking too much. Open wallet don't last long. How about a full wallet? Hand it over the rainy day for him. Sigh, I can tell you this. Rhodalus is not the mastermind here. Frankly, the guy's dumb as a bag of hammers. Somebody broke him out of jail, and somebody's funding this war. But that's all I got. Is that really all you got? I need you to get me up to see Big Daddy then. No can do. I don't work for Daddy no more. Still out there at Club Web. Go see him yourself. You know I can't just walk back in there. Not with how I left things. Yeah, you shouldn't have come back here, Ratavia. Freeze in the name of the Roach King Rhodalus. Damn you, Valet Wally, you traitor. It's happening. I'll explain later. For now, just run out the window! Brace yourself. Who the heck is Big Daddy? Yeah! Jump out the window! Woo! Close call. We need to get out of the city and head east to Club Wed. You gonna meet your dad? What? No. Big Daddy's my former boss. If he can't help us, no one can. If we want to get out of here, we need to run from the roach guards. If we try to fight, we won't make it. Got it. Escape mode. Let's do it. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Really? Oh my god. This is like weirdly difficult for what it actually is. We're locked in. Far enough, you're not going anywhere. Oh, so you're Atlas the Armored. Oh, scrap. Oh, scrap. Ratavia, I got it. Let's go. So, my son is having trouble with R's. He says B's instead. So I made the mistake of saying, "Hey man, don't worry, buddy, just relax." And he looks at me and he says, "Dada, I cannot relax. I cannot relax, Dada, no." And Paige said, he's asleep right now. Paige says that he just bolted up, screamed as loud as he could, "I cannot relax!" and then fell back unconscious. It is not time to relax. That kid's having a dream of us telling him to chill out, and he's like, no, I'm not gonna. Hey, man. Mwah. You're stinky. Hey, what time does Metroid come out next week? Caboose, can you relax? Yeah. Tuesday? Damn. What's the over-under on you and Paige embarrassing the shit out of him when he's older with these stream clips? 0. Why would we use these stream clips? I gave you the slip, huh? Too bad. They really the ones who took out Antela? The source in the Anthills just confirmed it. Who the hell were they? Don't know about the Tin Man, but the Rat was the most notorious thieves in the lands of Phil. Rutilius would really like to see her captured. She's been faking her death and they have some unfinished business. Maybe the boss doesn't need to hear about this just yet. Don't worry, I know exactly where she's gonna go next. Metroid comes out on Thursday? Okay, yeah. Good. Yeah, no, there's no need, like, listen. My son's gonna be like, I want a G.I. Joe. You can't tell me what to do. And I'm gonna be like, I cleaned poop off your butt. Do you know how silly you look talking back to me right now? Like, yeah, like that's definitely one of those things that, like, I remember my parents being like, I changed your diapers. You're ungrateful. And I was like, that's stupid. Who cares? And now that I've done it, I cannot even imagine taking seriously somebody who had to clean up their pee-pee. You know? I cannot imagine it. Somebody who I used to carry in the crook of my arm and who would just do goo goo gagas and not even know their ABCs. You know? However, he does know his ABCs now. And he can count to 20. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. I don't know why. I don't know where these bees are coming from, man. But it's really funny. It's really funny. He loves Belevin. His favorite number is 12, though, just like Paige. You can go ahead. I need a minute. Love in the club web. Yeah, this game's incredible. I don't think I'm gonna finish it. At least not on stream. I think I'm gonna call it here. But I think that if you have any interest in this game whatsoever, you should check it out. What's coming up this week is going to be the best characters in Act 2. I know. What's coming up this week is going to be something to do with Team Yap. And Metroid. And me and Paige are going to beat Resident Evil. And then as soon as me and Paige beat Resident Evil, we are going to schedule out a weekend with the babysitter and just fucking bang out Dispatch in like a 1-2, like Saturday, Sunday. Kablow. I can't start my fucking show at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, man. I'm fucking tired. It's 9:30. Even if I should not be in bed, I should be getting ready for bed. Like, this is ridiculous. We should be moving back to a more normal schedule. What with Paige and the baby getting better. I'm not sick. Well, okay, I am sick, but I'm crushing it compared to everybody else. So like I'm just run down. You know when you get sick but you don't have any symptoms, you're just like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? Like, ugh. Caboose, can you relax? Can you relax? Yes. I love you. He's such a good guy. He's such a good guy. I love him. I love you. Bro, I can't wait to play Metroid even if it's bad. Like even a bad Metroid is better than like most other games, except for Other M. Holy shit. I think Other M's terrible story really undersells how mid the actual game is also. Like I feel like its god awful narrative really distracts how it's like not a good game either. You know? Other M was not changed by the localizers. That's just cope, dude. That's mad cope. I love you, you're the baby. Hey, Jen's kicked in a sub. Happy 30 months. Hope you and the family are feeling well from the flu. Take care and keep on keeping on. Hey, let's look at what's going on next week. So we got Metroid on Thursday, right? Okay, so I'm busy. I'm busy Monday. I'm doing the podcast Tuesday, and I'm busy Wednesday. So Thursday's Metroid. Friday'll probably be Yap. Saturday Metroid. And then Sunday will probably be Guild Wars. Oh, fuck. The Tokon? Shit. When's the Tokon? Thursday? Fuck. All right. Thursday's going to be a big day then. I love you. You're so sweet. All right. Great Scanardo kicked in a sub. Says, never played this part of Chrono Trigger before. I know, right? Night Rain DLC's out on Thursday too. Oh my goodness. Can't believe it. Caboose. Caboose wants to be in my womb, man. He wants to go back to my kangaroo pouch. Maverick Wolf kicked in a sub. Much love from Brandon P and Maribel. Oh, thanks, guys. Baby, don't fart no more. Kicked in $5. Any chance you'll check out Warframe with a new update on the 10th? OP rework included. Let me talk very carefully. It's really important that they rework the OPs because they represent a really minuscule but vital part of like a bunch of gameplay loops that sucks. Eidolon hunting and all that shit just sucked ass. Bad. An entire horse subscribed. Thanks, entire horse. Don't answer him. Don't answer that man. Anyone who answers that man will be banned. I'm serious. An entire horse subscribed. iPat, love your content and CSB. Have you seen Predator Badlands? If not, you plan on seeing it? No, and probably not. A Rodal sub, thank you. Get Dweezy subbed. Thank you. Future City kicked in $5. Thanks, man. One thing I never hear people say about KCD is that they are medieval detective games. Henry is like a Czech Sherlock Holmes at the shit he solves. Did you get Pebble's Secret Perp? I did. I was super pissed I missed it on my first playthrough. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, man. I was talking about Furious Furioso. No one may answer him. Answer him at your peril. They asked, what are OPs in Warframe? Something that me and the donator were actually really clear to not say the real name. And that's it for me. So I'm gonna get out of here. You know what? I'm gonna save people a lot of trouble. If you hear something about Warframe and you don't play Warframe and you ask someone a question, don't ask them a question. Just play Warframe. And if you don't understand, they will say, hey, keep playing the story quests. And if you go, why? Shut up. Someone on the YouTube chat, Funky Fjord, there have been spoilers in Warframe's narrative that have been around for like 8 or 9 years, and people are still like, no, don't talk about it. Don't mention it. Don't do it. I played Warframe for years, and for months, I would go into large-scale communal areas where people could spoil you outright by accident, and it never happened. It never happened once. And that's really impressive. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Bye-bye.